Morning. Today's project, job, whatever you want to call it. I'm heading over across the way here to pick up a buddy of mine. We have to take the main boom cylinder off the porter today to put a new seal kit in it, which I don't have, so that means I have to go to town to get that later on. And the reason I don't have a full kit for it is because I couldn't find one, so I have to take it into a hydraulic shop and we got to match everything up, seals and O-rings. So that's going to be later on, but now I'm just picking up my buddy Ron. Ron's been in a couple of videos before. Ron's worked for me for a lot of years one time, and he's free today, so he said he'd come and help pick him up and go from there.
It doesn't stop.
I know she wants to like Seven's going.
Yeah.
She's going yesterday. Plan is now to take it just up the road from here in the woods, and Ronnie's going to drive it. I'm just going to follow him. Local garage up the road here, he offered to let me use some of his forklift and whatever we're going to replace the main boom cylinder, like I said earlier, the main left one. So it's nice to have all the tools you need to do so instead of doing it here in the woods. And fire on the old camp. It's going to be warm for later on. You're running old gear like this, it's always something. To be a mechanic if you buy an old piece of gear. In the woods. Back in the day when I had harvested in the quarter, have a buncher, you couldn't pay guys to come do all the work for you. You had to do it all yourself. Did all my own welding, everything. Everything's staying froze, no snow, which is such a good thing when you're trying to work in the woods. No snow in the woods. We got both log dogs with us today. There's Millie now. Say hi, Millie. Porter. Come here, Porter. Here's Porter. Hi, Porter. Other dog. Well, this cylinder job turned into a disaster. I just got to go back and we got to talk about what had happened because I didn't do any talking through this. I just shot videos. As you can see, we got the cylinder off the porter. with the help with my friend there with the loader, and we used his garage to tear it apart, and that's what I didn't video. Probably a good idea, to be honest with you. Probably a good idea I didn't shoot it, because the air was pretty blue there for a while. I'm just going to show you here in a minute, but we had this cylinder. The whole reason we took this cylinder off was it was leaking so bad in the packing that it needed a seal kit. So that's the whole reason we're taking it off, taking it apart, putting a seal kit in it. And it's probably the worst cylinder I have ever done in my life. And I've done a lot of them over the years, you know, running harvesters and a buncher and a porter and a couple of different, you know, just different forestry gear and farming gear. I've done a lot of different cylinders before, and this has had to be the worst one I ever did. So you see where we took it off the porter. It was a great, we could have did it with the two of us, me and Ronnie. We could have did it with the two of us and got it off with a set of chain falls probably. But the cylinder is pretty big and heavy on this porter, and it was a great help to have my buddy there with the truck. And we used his garage and his tools there to tear it all apart. And that's what we didn't show. It was a struggle. I'm going to show you all the parts and pieces here to explain why it was such a struggle to tear apart. And well, hopefully we're into the together mode, but I'm just going to show you here. So this is the cylinder taken all apart. I got a few things to explain first, how we did so. This piece here, as you can see, we had to torch it off. I took some cuts with the zip wheel to break the pressure off it. It screws on the end here. This is the new piece. This is what it's supposed to look like, right here, and that goes on the end here with the ram and everything in. We had, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 foot Stilson wrench with at least 6 feet of pipe on the end of it, and could not jar this nut. This end cap. I'm going to call it the end cap. I don't know the proper name. I'm going to call it the end cap that threads on the end of here. So we were trying to turn this piece off of here. And I wish we had shown it, because it was probably would have been quite comical, but the setup, we had to tear it apart. But anyways, we didn't, and I regret that now, but I'll explain it the best I can. So we had like a 6 feet on a big Stilson wrench, pipe wrench, on this nut, gland nut, to get it off here. Wasn't budging. 2 guys bouncing on the end of it, you know, type thing, trying to get it. It's just, as you can see, the threads, I haven't touched the threads or cleaned them or nothing, so they're just a lot of years of water laying in there, and rust and corrosion and whatever. So, called a dealer. Paul Equipment is their name, in New Brunswick, Belmore, New Brunswick. They're a Serco dealer. Serco is what's on that porter, Serco loader. And I priced this nut out before we took the torch to it and ruined it, basically. This nut here was $112, I think. So not worth fooling with. And the seal kit, the proper seal kit for this cylinder, which I'm going to do here, $60. $60. So like $200 sitting there. Not too bad. $230, I think, with tax. So it's not worth fooling with. So we ordered, I had to wait for the parts. We got them in, obviously, they're here. This piece here goes in like so, and then your cylinder rod, of course, comes out there, out through that. This was so seized in here. That was seized in the barrel here. There's where it goes, right in here. You can see where it's supposed to, where it starts and ends there. We had to put a lot of heat on here to expand this, so this part would come free. And like I said, it's got to be, it had to be the worst cylinder I've ever dealt with in my life. But we're on the together mode today. I got cylinder kit. We got the new nut right here. And yeah, so I'm going to set you guys up. I'm going to tear all these cylinder seals out, and going to clean things up and put all the new seals in the glands, and we're going to try to put it back together, see how it goes. And the other thing I need to show you, or what you'll see me do, try to get close up here, see the damage we did to the threads on the barrel. That's not going to be fun. So you'll see me trying to clean this up. I call it a 3-sided file. I don't know what the proper name is, but that's what I'm going to do to clean the groove, clean up all the threads and straighten them out, because that's the only way to do it so I can do it. I don't know. The proper way is to take this to a machine shop and get them to turn those threads off, to build it up and then turn new threads on it. But we're going to try the old patcher up way, I guess is the best way to call it. I think I can straighten those threads out good enough. Anyway, here we go. This seal kit is rotten and old. No wonder it leaks so bad. It's got the wiper out there, wiper seal. Well, it's just falling apart. Falling apart. Breaking. No good. Obviously, pretty easy to tear everything apart, the old stuff, because it's no good. So I have to take the wire wheel to this whole area, clean it up. That was seized in the barrel, so do that now. Okay. Pretty good. See where it's all pitted and rusted? It was. It's cleaned up there now, of course, but water just would sit in there, I suppose, over the years and do its thing, right? So that's all clean, ready to go. I'm going to get the other gland and do the same thing to it right now. So this is the one that goes on the end of our barrel, like so, on the end of the barrel, like that. It's just falling apart. Look. Junk. Toast. You want everything clean as it can be, because you don't need any of this stuff going back through your hydraulic system. So this piece I just took out all goes in one. Goes this way. Sorry, goes this way on the gland, in the groove, like so. So here we go. I know it seemed like I was being pretty hard on them, but they're pretty forgiving when you want to put them on. Lots of stretch to them. It's the only way to do it. Pry them on over. There's the new ones in there. I'll go do the inside one. There. Done. A little oil for the seals. I think it's just gear oil actually, this stuff. I don't want any oil on these threads. Of course, there's going to be oil on them after me doing this. I'll just spray it downward, keep it away from seals. So brake clean and just a couple of dots. That's it. A little bit. A little Loctite. Be gentle. Gentle as you can be. Alright, I'm going to continue this tomorrow up in my friend's garage where the machine is. We took this big nut off here with a 1-inch impact. So it obviously came off hard and it's going to go on hard. It's not hurting the threads any, but it's just going hard. That's a 2 and what? That's a 2 1/4 inch socket, 2-inch nut. So I need more power than that little 1/2 inch impact will give me. So I'm going to wrap everything up with clean rags, throw it in the back of the truck, and we're going to continue this in the morning. One last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this all out. All that corrosion in there. I'll do that before I leave tonight and take the cylinder up tomorrow. Say use his gear and put the rest of it together. So I got that together with the 1-inch impact the next morning and tightened the end cap nut on. So as you can see, we're attempting to put it back on the machine, so the two of us. So actually went on quite easy, together quite easy. And so after it was all back together, we also of course had to top up fluids because the empty cylinder took quite a bit of oil. Topped up the hydraulic tank and did that, and then I had a little welding job to do after that. I thought I'd do while we were close to the garage, just to weld a little bracket on the boom. Then the project was done. We hopped back in the truck, and Ronnie drove it back up to the woods, and we're back in business.